What's up everybody, how are we all doing today? In this Once Human video, I'm going to be showing off my Frost Vortex build. Now quick disclaimer, this is in no way, shape or form the most meta build for the Frost Vortex. This is not the best of the best. It's not a build where all the other builds are absolutely shit and pointless. You have to go with this build. That's not what I'm not selling anything like that to you today. That's not the purpose of this video. I'm just showing off what I have personally created from fucking around with the game and just a little bit of research. But apart from that, if you do find this video useful, if you do enjoy the video, if you find the build useful, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions how I can make my build better, I'm more than happy to listen to the feedback on that. And apart from that, I'll catch you all later. Alright guys, so starting off with the weapons, first weapon, primary, is the Cannabis Glance, the legendary AK in other words. Simply put, it's a Frost Vortex weapon, need I say more. In terms of the weapon mods, you'll see them on the screen along with the information of that mod. Not going to explain the hows and whys of this mod, of the mods throughout the video. If you wish to read up on it more, then just simply pause the video and read it right there. Moving on to the secondary weapon, however, we have the Vector SMG. Again, it's a Frost catered weapon. It's also just a lot of fun to use, honestly. I know that some meta builds I've seen, you want a crossbow or a deagle to increase the crit damage of your primary weapon, blah blah blah. I don't care, honestly. It's more of a, what do I have fun using? And I fucking hate crossbows. But the Vector's a lot of fun to use, especially with it. The standout feature for the Vector is that for the amount of damage you do, as long as you hit your shots, it refills, I think it's 10% of your ammo is just automatically reloaded, which the SMG itself is a very fast firing weapon, so without this it would be quite shit because you'd be reloading every 2 seconds. As long as you hit your shots with this, that's not the case, as you've probably seen it in the starter video. It just goes on forever, as long as you hit your shots, obviously. The one thing I don't like about this gun is the recoil is awful. Doesn't matter what attachments I've put on it, I've messed around with the attachments, but overall it's just one of the worst guns to fight that recoil. Like, it almost feels like a losing battle every time. But again, it's a close range weapon, so as long as you're up in the face, really, it doesn't really matter. But it's my one gripe about it, but it's not big of an issue. Moving on to the melee weapon, you guessed it, it's the Frozen Northern Pike. Again, it's a Frost Vortex based weapon, and it's a fucking frozen fish. You're smacking people with a fish. It's just, I can't believe that's even a thing in a game. Like, that's amazing. It's just fun to use. Alright, so for the armor, we have 3 different sets combined here. And the first one is the Shelterer set, mainly just to take a full advantage of all the set bonuses, because they are all very, very useful towards catering towards the Frost Vortex build. And then we have 2 single pieces on their own from separate categories. Frost Tactical Vest, and for obvious reasons, the key effect perfectly is just perfectly catered for a Frost Vortex build. And then moving on to the last set of armor is the boots. Now this one you can kind of mess around with and choose what you want, doesn't really matter. I've gone with the Bastille boots, and as you can see, that's why. HP above 70, extra 10% damage. Obviously most of the time, if you've got all your armor fully calibrated, whatever, if you're paying attention to your health bar and you're not stupid and just don't run into shit or catch every bullet or smack in the face by an enemy, you're going to be above 70 most of the time anyway, especially if you're playing you know, with teammates. So that's why I personally went for this. 2 other boots you could use is the Savior and the Renegade, because again, they're one set of bonus, they're set 1 bonus, sorry. are also quite useful, but in terms of the boots, it's mostly just personal preference. Alright, so finally we have the Cradle overrides. I'm going to show them all on screen and what they are. This is more personal preference of what I thought made the most sense. You can play around with these, they're not too impactful on the overall build. Same goes for the deviant. I chose the polar jelly. It's an offensive deviant, and it just adds on top of the overall frost damage that I wish to, create to get the most out of the build. But if you are like a medic or defensive player, you can just use a different deviant anyway. It's just adds an extra bit on top of this powerful build. But apart from that, I'll catch you all later.